we rolling right now.
Breakfast of champions, baby.
Ah, man. That cookie look real crispy.
One, a pastry and a beverage.
Now, why is it that people are saying, like, don't eat a cookie for breakfast but have a donut?
Exactly. and coffee with whipped cream and caramel in it.
Yeah, man, but that's because early, man, your teeth don't be ready for such a hard surface of food. So they prefer that you eat a donut.
It's soft cookie. Should a cookie make a smile? Yay! I'm very happy to be here.
Yo, hey, watch this. Because, man, it is a glorious day. Welcome, everybody. Black Tea University, episode 83 here. Mike E. Winfield, BT Kingsley, and Lance Woods.
Hey!
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. You know, man, just something new every day.
All this new shit going on, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been thinking about resurging my hoop game, man. I've been talking to a lot of aged out people, and they've been telling me about their injuries. And I'm like, man, I don't really have injuries. I just don't have time. So, man, it's like I'm about to bring my game back to everybody's local gym, man, because, well, even though I might jump in as like a super role player, man, I'm going to have a good role.
But just like the Lakers, baby.
Yeah, man.
You can be mellow.
I said this yesterday. I was talking to my brother, man. I was like, I feel like right now I can go on the court and win any game without athleticism. Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody thought it was funny, but I meant it.
You were talking from your heart. Ain't nothing worse than when you speak from your heart and people start laughing.
Yeah, man, they don't get it, man. I was like, I had in my mind setting screens and, man, I was going to make the right pass. Like, and they laugh. Right.
That shit hit me the other day. I was like, man, when I hoop, I should probably get cut more. I could just get, if I just cut closer to the basket, man, I could have had a career.
Yeah, man, the right player hit you on that cut.
Man, I finished the layup. Come on, baby.
Then you start asking yourself when you make the comment and people start laughing at you, are you going to stand on it or laugh with them so they think you was joking the whole time?
Man, that's a tough decision, man. But I always go the hurt route naturally. I just
it's your pain.
Yeah, man. I never laugh with them. I just eat it.
You hurting mentally and emotionally, nigga. I'm hurt physically. I think I broke my toe and I don't know how the fucking happened.
Ah, man, that's scary.
The shit just kept getting progressively worse, and I was just limping all of a sudden. Like, the fuck happened to my foot? They got legit still can't remember.
Did you kick something when the Lakers lost?
He been kicking shit every night.
I keep kicking shit. Them niggas, man. Golly, bro. The Rockets, fam.
Yeah.
At this nigga, the Rockets, bro.
Yeah, right.
I legit think that the Lakers got a better chance if nobody plays except for the young niggas. If the starting lineup was Malik Monk, that new black ass nigga on the team, Austin Rivers nigga, the
Close.
Johnson, and bring Jello in, nigga. Y'all should just be trying shit at this point.
I mean, hey man, just so we know that you're a huge fan. He's talking about Austin Reeves.
Yeah, him too.
And Wayne Gabriel.
Yeah, that black ass nigga. I think you're from Senegal. That nigga black. Like if I was gonna be dark like that, I was like, oh nigga, that nigga skin almost look porcelain.
Well, he played in SAC.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
No, I see the picture you got behind him on your wall. It's right where it says Sacramento Kings, and it says Sacramento Kings right in between. It's his picture. That nigga black, bro. Nigga's iPhone shiny black, nigga.
Oh, he under the bed dark. And I forgot I had this up, but I just didn't feel like pulling up the green screen or changing my camera or setting up on the other wall. So I said, hey man, we just gonna have it. Hey man, we in the press room.
Yeah, man, that works, baby. It all works.
You know what I mean? We in the press room, baby. Ask your questions. I always feel like a player. When they're sitting here and they ask the questions, you got to give the same answer.
Oh man, I got a question, bro.
That look fun, man.
Hold on. Ask me the pregame question. Let me give you the athlete answer.
So, Mr. Woods, how you guys gonna check the team tonight?
Well, I just think, my teammates allowed me to be aggressive. They trust in me. And I believe in them playing against a savvy, scrappy bunch tonight. So, what we're going to do is just find angles to attack them and, play within ourselves. And, I'm sure Coach will have us prepared.
Hey, with all the injuries, how are you guys able to maintain?
Well, man, we just have a next man up mentality, man. Everybody on this team has a lot of heart and is always prepared to do what's necessary. It's not about the name on the back, but the name on the front. We all play for the same team.
When you guys are down by 50 at halftime, what do you think is going to happen?
It's a long game, so you just take it possession by possession, play by play. You don't get too caught up in the score. You just keep playing hard and sees what happens. This is a long games in our league, man, and you just never get too high or too low. Any one possession, you just keep fighting through it and fighting through it.
This nigga did the squint lick.
Hey, I got a real question. Hey, there's been a lot of speculation that you're trying to get your coach fired. Do you any thoughts?
What happens within the front office has nothing to do with me. I'm a player. I go out and play. That's what I focus on. Whatever decisions that the front office makes in regards to coaching or any personnel moves, they'll make those decisions. I just have to go out there and play hard for my team every night, and that's what I'm going to do.
You guys beat the Lakers again. How do you feel about it? You guys beat them by 65 points with LeBron and AD was hurt again. How do you feel about that?
Just every game we just go out and try to play our hardest and hope for the best. So whether it's the Lakers or the Rockets or any other team, all we focus on is what can we control in this locker room, and we have a strong bunch of guys. We're young, in certain ways, but then in other ways, we're actually very experienced. So what we do is, we don't worry about who we're playing against. We just go out there and we feel like if we execute, our game plan, we always have a chance. To be competitive. So that's what we try to do.
Let me tell you what's so fucking stupid, nigga. It's the look down. It's the when these niggas be looking over here, it's competitive.
Hey man, see, I've always thought about that with the interview, right? It was the PC interview, but now, man, it's 2022. Don't you think the interview is supposed to evolve now to like Anthony Edwards? That's what we tune it into. We want to see somebody out the box, and that's the interviews they show now.
They kind of always show those interviews, but how many players done them?
Yeah. People don't be wanting to talk because I feel like when you say stuff, then more questions are coming. Nigga, this nigga, did you see Jalen Green? This nigga said the game plan was to keep the ISO mellow. The game plan was to just keep attacking Melo. That's how we go. I don't know if you're supposed to say that. But the PC interview, like you were just saying, that's been I don't know. You can say the shit off the cuff, but then niggas gonna hold you accountable. Like, nigga, Game just said he a better rapper than Eminem, baby. That nigga said that shit with his chest. He said he said, I used to say that nigga's better than me, but he not. When'd you change your mind? What happened that made you say he said that nigga do all that fickety shit? What?
Did y'all watch Game's Drink Champs?
I haven't. No, it's like in like 4 hours. I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
4 hours.
Right. No.
How many hours would you say, okay, let me watch this?
Game, bro.
It's Game. How many hours?
Hey man, look at this. If I got a long enough drive, I mean, I know it's gonna be a lot of manifested ideas, a lot of fiction, man. So like for entertainment purposes, you know, if I was stuck in a car, I'd do it. I'd do it. At least consider it.
So I
feel like it's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, man, because like you really be in there like, nah. That's it. You're just like, nah, that ain't real.
You're gonna be in there like, all right, man. Let me. I got this drive to Spain.
Right.
All right, fuck it, man. Let me get this one a run.
Yeah, man, it's a lot, bro. But I mean, I guess I don't know if the nigga trying to be salacious or if he like really believe that shit.
Well, so this is two-parted. I gotta hear the context. Like, why did he say Eminem of all people?
It's a great question. I think he's trying to incite a versus between him and Eminem because niggas be trying to box up so they can have more attention on them and or some new fans. Because that's where it leaned towards. But he made it specific that he started the conversation of that nigga said, I used to say he was a better rapper than me, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just don't know what made you change your mind, bro. I don't know when you had this idea and then you was like, nah, not no more. Now I'm better. Like,
hey man, he would have a point.
Or is he?
He would have a point if he would have never said that. Because man, isn't it what you believe?
Yeah.
If he really believed he was better, then he was better to himself. You know, man, like it's gonna be fans on both sides, but he said that before. So man.
But is there fans on both sides?
There's somebody that's like Game's a doper rappers. You know, it's probably his family or whatever. But man, there's people out there that's like,
no, hold on. Stay with that. I'm listening. I want to hear exactly how he said it. But so that's where I'm at. Keep going.
Yeah.
No, shit. Okay, so
hey man, it's like
go ahead.
I mean,
it's probably family.
Hey man, they probably they both got fans. So somebody believes that each of them is the greatest.
Do you believe that?
Man, this is tough. It's not really tough. Hold on. The part's coming. Is the part coming?
I think it's hard.
What is better?
Well, here's the thing. He just don't have. I don't know if Game has enough. If I'm just talking the skill set of an MC, I don't think he has enough rhymes, concepts like flow patterns to put himself in the same space as M. So like, I always give Pac the credit as a good lyricist, right? I always give it to him because I'm not so much drawn up on how if he's doing the ficky style, according to this nigga, the ficky style. I'm not so much drawn up on that, aka sped up wordplay and complex syntax of syllables and so on and so forth. I'm giving that way to the side because what Pac would say was so impactful that it's just as hard, right? It's just as hard to say something that stick with you forever. You're like, sheesh, right? It's the reason you put him in the conversation with so many people, and like, no matter what he was saying, it always cut through. But Game doesn't exactly do that. He like, maybe on some tracks he does, right? But that's not the Game that I know. Right, and not no diss to Game. Game does really good albums. Game has some solid albums, and he has like some solid music, nigga. So it's like, it's not that. It's just here's the concept I've been stuck with on the Game for a little bit, and I've always kind of just given him the grace of that. Right, in my brain, the Game, I've always had that he's this brilliant dude that said, no, I'm going to name myself the Game, and the game that I'm talking about is like the rap game or the hip hop game, hence all the references to everything that's going on. So Melissa Ford does this, Kanye did that. Like, so that's how I've always pictured everything that he's done. Is like why it's so many name drops in every verse, because you could go through and like the first 2 or 3 Game albums, you're like, this nigga said somebody name every 3 bars. Like, so I always looked at it like that. Like, and I ain't never had a conversation with this nigga for him to never say that wasn't the case. But I was like, I think that's what this nigga's doing. He's like, no, this is what's going on in the game. Melissa Ford is actually driving a Honda Accord.
All right, so it's a lot here, right? So I just listened to the context of why he said what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange. I asked him about the Super Bowl. Was he mad that he wasn't at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Why would he have been at the Super Bowl?
Dr. Dre. Interscope.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so it was Dre,
mm-hmm.
Kendrick,
mm-hmm.
Snoop,
mm-hmm.
Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and then 50 Cent.
Yes.
Where does the Game make sense here?
Some would argue that he has ties with the West Coast and with
Dr. Dre
and Dr. Dre.
You know who would have a gripe? Ice Cube. If that's what we're doing.
But Ice Cube wasn't ever Aftermath. I guess neither was Snoop.
Game was for an album.
Yeah, I feel like it's a. The question is, what song would you have done, Game? That's the question.
He actually answered that question.
Oh my God! What
first he jokingly said 300 bars.
Okay.
And then he said probably Hate It or Love It, or West Side Story, or How We Do. But they already got 50 there doing stuff like.
If 50 could do all 3 of those songs, he wrote them all.
Yeah, he don't need you there to do that.
He literally did all those songs. Those are all songs that are supposed to be on the massacre that he gave to you. Not 300 bars. Those other 3 though.
Yeah. So he says, I don't have a problem with Eminem Super Bowl performance, but my problem was the Compton courthouse. So I guess the building that exploded when Eminem was rapping was the Compton courthouse, or in his opinion, it was Compton courthouse. Maybe it just was that. So he said that was his problem, was the Compton courthouse exploded. He was like, you ain't never had a mother in jail and you don't know what the Compton courthouse is. Me being from Compton and me see to see the Compton Courthouse explode.
Wait, this happened at the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah. Remember when that building was exploding when M was rapping?
Yeah.
Game was saying that's the Compton Courthouse, and he didn't like that.
The thing was great.
So then now we go to M. Then he says, M is he's like a good rapper or a great rapper. He does the ficky rap. I used to say he's a better rapper than me, but he's not. That's weird because yes, he is. And then Nori says, son says, oh, you trying to say the white man's better than me? Yes, I am. So this is why this is a two-part thing, though. Said all that to say this. Over the past few years, there's been this weird change of heart that people have had on Eminem. I don't understand where it comes from, why it's happened, but all of a sudden people be acting like Eminem is like regular.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can explain, man. This is one theory. This is what I think, what you're talking about. I think what people have realized is that Eminem's numbers are inflated because he has multiple bases to really support him heavier than any other rapper that's, just as good. So
who's just as good as Eminem?
Who's just as good as Eminem? Pick somebody, man. Like it's people I don't even want to compare to him because it's just like pick who's just as good as Eminem at what? Dropping at rapping at just bars?
Yes.
Andre, Wayne, Black Thought.
You're going to the top of lyricism.
Yeah, man.
I don't disagree with you, but we're going to the top of lyricism.
Right, man. Because who else was I going to pick and say? Because if we only talking about rapping, it's not about that when it comes to sales. It's about an entire package. So, but I think that people are coming from a standpoint of, this other rapper could have these same gigantic numbers and have a radio station too if they had the support that just comes with being white.
But M has a few things in his favor, right? He's clearly the greatest white rapper to ever live, right? So he's an anomaly in that case, right? So he has whatever white people that loved hip hop that just was like, oh, this guy, yeah, I want to kill my mom too, right? Right. But then he has true hip hop fans that like the backpackers that are like, no, skill wise, he might be the best ever. Like he has a fair argument for the best ever. And then for everybody else that loves all the shit that be jamming, Dre. It's like he has a lot of different connections to a lot of shit, and the nigga gave us 50. It's like, so he's been very close to so many explosions.
Yeah, and so like some of the Eminem thing is like okay, so Eminem has this other fan base to tap into. Okay, cool. So then how do we explain Bubba Sparks? Or
MC
other
Search.
Huh?
MC Search. Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. I mean, Yellow Wolf.
Yeah.
Mac Miller. And these people are not, it's not that they're not successful, they're not Eminem.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Nigga did kill that nigga, that goddamn.
That's what I'm saying.
Great.
See,
hey man, I wonder if we went through everyone you just listed and we were able to really dissect their numbers, would their numbers be way more inflated than they should be too.
Definitely. Well, MGK keep jumping genres, so.
So that's the thing about Eminem. Eminem was doing something that was easier digested from a white person.
Mm-hmm.
See, Eminem was doing this over the top shock values lyrics. Eminem didn't really have a bunch of antics. He wasn't like, but just on the mic, he's talking about killing his mom and killing his baby mom, and just saying wild things. Want to see me put 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelid? Like all that kind of stuff.
Technically, not even Eminem. Slim Shady's doing that.
Right. As this character that he created.
Yeah.
Now, Big L was like that too at times. Cameron was like that too early on. But that's easier digestible from a white person because we already ain't taking that serious.
Yeah.
See, black rappers be black rappers. So they want to be taken serious when it's time to be taken serious. But you was just saying this off the wall shit.
Yeah.
Eminem was able to go in and out those worlds, for one, because he created a character. And for two, he's white.
And he also did it like with a smile and a humor that also worked in his favor too.
Yeah.
Because funny always works.
Yeah. So what happened with Eminem? A few things happened. Like a lot of things, Vlad TV and people like Lord Jamar was on Vlad TV a lot, bashing Eminem.
Mm.
So then you take that, and he's a strong voice in hip hop, at least for a generation. But Vlad TV is a big platform, and people form their ideas from watching stuff like this. They don't really have their own ideas. They just watch stuff enough and they say, hey, I agree with that, or that's how I feel now.
Yeah.
But then you take, boom, fast forward. The world gets quote unquote woke. Now, when the world is waking up, people are trying to find white people to be mad at.
Yeah.
And Eminem is one of those people. So then people are now questioning Eminem. And it's funny because Eminem was talking certain things that rappers wouldn't talk about.
Oh my God, yeah.
So it's like, y'all saying fuck Trump. He was saying fuck Bush. Y'all late.
Early.
Y'all late to this party. Like he was saying some things that a lot of rappers wasn't saying. See, when people diss Trump, that's easy. That's long-hanging fruit.
He did too, but keep going.
Yeah, he did too, but he had the history of dissing the guy before him too.
Yeah.
Right.
When there was no history there. See, people got to remember that Beyonce performed at Bush's inauguration, at his something. But it just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
When you fast forward to they was trying to cancel rappers or entertainers for even being seen with Donald Trump. And you could say it's because of who he is, but no, it's a Republican Democrat thing.
Yeah, I mean, the nigga got Kodak got a jail, and they want that nigga to be mad at him. Kodak like, man, that's a battle. I said, that was a joke.
Hey man, but that's on the list of the most ridiculous stuff, though. We gotta admit that, like, yo, you in a picture with somebody from the past, and then they like, hey man, let's end this person's career because they took a picture with him. So I think that's kind of like, like that happened to, like, I don't want to go too far off, but like Patton Oswalt was in a picture with Dave Chappelle, and it was like trying to cancel dates, trying to like put dirt on him. So it's like, because you're in a picture with Trump back in the day, he was like the money icon.
No. The current pictures is what they like, people taking current pictures with Trump, but all of the rappers used to love Donald Trump. That's the weird part. Like, they used to show up to Trump like having a picture with Trump was like a flex. It was like having a bad chick on your arm.
Can't you see why though? Can't you kind of see why if you hear how he talks?
Well, nigga do got some nice titties. What were you talking about?
I mean,
little redhead. Okay, Trump. Got them hips.
yo, before he get
them little hands.
Before he pushed blatant like racist stuff, what was he known for, man? He was known for like
racist stuff,
money and women.
Yeah.
Yo, man, that's a lot of hip hop.
So the problem is our morals then, right? Because if somebody has money and women, we'll just worship them without doing any due diligence or anything about character.
Absolutely the problem.
Right? So then Eminem fell in this. It's like, hold on, he's white. Nah, I don't want to hear it. And then the last part is M didn't really adjust. M didn't really adjust to how music is now. So the music got a lot more simple, a lot more easily digestible, and then was like, nah, I'm all right. And it was like, people like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Man, you know what's crazy, bro? Like, rapper talk. So I recently got a beat from a producer that I fucking love, right?
Kanye.
Possibly, I don't want to get the name dropping,
Right.
Okay.
It's either Kanye, Pharrell, Timbaland, or somebody else, right? I get the beat, I write the first verse, love the concept, but then going into the second verse, when I heard it, I loved it. I was like, this is me, I'm all over this, right? But it does like a sped up chop with like the BPM speed up something crazy. And I was like, okay, all right.
Do you mean beats per minute? Is that BPMs is that rapper talk? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean? It goes not Twister fast, Twister rapping fast. And I was like, and there's a couple of different ways to approach it, and I haven't decided yet. But I was like, let me venture into seeing if I can attack this as fast as it's going. Nigga, this shit is hard as fuck. I see why niggas don't do this. Nigga, even conceptually, right? Like literally to do it, what you have to have is you have to have so many syllables delivered within the cadence of the beat, but the syllables have to be within each word, and they have to line up in a way where you could deliver them fast enough within the rhyme, right? Within each bar, right? So it's like a certain word just like feel it, like a word like automatically just like works great, right? But it's like after you did all that, then this shit gotta make sense. It gotta be all concept, like it gotta be cool, it gotta be in pocket, it gotta be all this shit. And it's like you be doing it, and a lot of times it just sounds like you're not like to do it and have the clarity. Oh my God. Like I wrote the shit. I was like, okay, it just fits. I can't say it. I was like, I'm going to get into the studio and this is going to be a fucking headache because it's not clear. Like if you go and listen to like a Twister or like shit that M's doing on Rap God or anybody that decides to take their hand at that cadence, whew. And then if you go back, I always go to Twister because like if you go back and listen to Twister's saying all the fly shit that I fuck with about chicks and women, he's just saying it really fucking fast. Just, but lyrically, if I slow Twister down, he wouldn't be behind nobody. He was just like, nah, this nigga does this. He's a really, really, really good MC. He just decided to rap. He just decided to rap like that. That shit is tough. That's why Game's trying to dismiss it like, oh yeah, you do the ficky shit. It's like, nigga, that ficky shit is hard as fuck.
Yeah, no real. I can't say that because Game has had a very good rap career.
Yeah,
it's hard to gauge when Game be talking because he just be talking.
Yeah, he be inciting shit.
Yeah, man, he just Game's one of the people you should never beef with because he doesn't care if it's the truth. He just says it.
Yeah.
So imagine if you weren't governed. Imagine if you was a comic and you were not governed by, oh, nigga, I don't have to. If I want to steal jokes, I can steal jokes. If I want to say shit that ain't true, I can say shit that ain't true. If I, you know what I mean? If it's just like, because essentially, when you're doing the name drops and when you rapping with somebody and you just sound like them on purpose.
And then you 6'5" and you got hands and some street shit.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, bro, this is kind of, it's just kind of goofy over here. You know what I mean? So just let goofy shit be goofy shit, and we'll just do the thing over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this nigga's going to just, he might just tell you Kanye did more for me than Dre did for me in my whole career the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you like, what is this nigga talking about?
Yeah.
Then he doubled down on it.
Does it make sense for Eminem to do a versus with anybody from his point of view?
From M's point of view?
Yeah, like what does he stand to gain? Because it sounds like so many people coming at him because what they can gain from a versus with him, who would he benefit from?
I could almost guarantee that M's gonna do the verses because that's just who he is. He is the one thing that Eminem will always have is probably like a chip on his shoulder for wanting to be the best rapper ever and probably never getting the title. Having all the skills in the world, having a nice record, selling the albums, and always got to be like, man, they just not gonna give it to me. Like he's always going to be fighting with that. So the problem for him is the people that are challenging him are fighting upwards, right? Because that's the idea. It's like if you're doing a versus, you don't want to do a versus with somebody on your pace. You want to do a versus with somebody up. And there's not anybody class-wise that I guess you would put with Eminem. So it's like, so then you have to start putting other elements in there like longevity and da-da-da-da and so on and so forth. Because if Game does a versus, Game got some tracks. He got some tracks. I don't know if he has as many as Eminem, because when I started thinking about the M Buster thing, I started liking it more and more. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, what is M gonna do when Buster gets to all these hits? And I was like, oh no, there's a bunch of beautiful hits from M that he's just a part of that, like, we're not considering. We're not considering the 50 shit, like the block to about to explode on like niggas are, because I forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. I was like, oh shit.
Eminem it's funny because Eminem can rap with anybody who's ever rapped. If we just pick up a microphone and start rhyming.
Right.
Okay, now if we go to the Billboard and all of that, Eminem is at the top of a bunch of that stuff.
Yes.
If you want to talk about classic albums, M has those for you.
Yes.
If you want to talk about music with substance, M has all of that.
Just don't have no club hits.
Just don't have a bunch of club hits.
Just do not have a bunch of club hits. But the niggas on like that block. What is that song called? Because it's not called Block.
Come on, Patiently Waiting.
Patiently Waiting. A song like Patiently Waiting, it's not a club hit, but it hits like one. It's like, no, everybody knows Patiently Waiting. It's like when that, I don't give, there's nothing, I love Busta Rhymes. I don't think there's anything in Busta Rhymes' catalog that if 50 Cent comes out on stage and these niggas do Patiently Waiting, that I would rather see. And I love Busta Rhymes, and I'm Pastor Cavassier. Do not compare to Patiently Waiting. Not much does.
I mean, Busta got a bunch of joints too, but it's just interesting. Like always, like, so one thing that happened with M, just in my opinion, if he just imagine if M didn't put out shit since 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really so it's really the past 12 years of Eminem.
Yeah, it's post that fourth album. It's post what, the Eminem Show or some shit.
No, not the Eminem Show. It is Recovery. Recovery was the last Eminem album that people love.
I always get them mixed up, so you're probably right.
Recovery was the one that had the Love the Way You Lie with Rihanna. It had the joint with Wayne.
How does the background look? Is it because it's like Curtain Call and Encore look almost identical, right? What else is on there?
It's the Won't Back Down with Pink. Not Afraid is the big song on there.
So that album has the big huge songs on it, right? But if I'm sonically, M changes for me before that album. He changes.
No. So Recovery, because M had Encore that people was iffy about.
And I loved Encore. And that might just be me.
No, you're in the minority who love Encore.
Yeah.
Who like it and found some moments on it. And then he had Relapse, which is something else that people wasn't feeling like that.
Let me see something.
But you got to think about the time period. Eminem Show comes out in 2002.
Yeah, I love this album. Encore has Yellow Brick Road on it. It has Mosh on it. It has Puke on it. It got Toy Soldiers on it. It got the song we were talking about the other day. There's something I want to say.
Uh-huh.
That's all Encore.
That's all Encore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rain Man's on here. Yeah. But if Ass Like That is your attempt at a club hit, I'll swing at this.
Hey man, but look, sum up what is being said though, because it's like, is him versus Busta. You saying he's gonna compete no matter what, but is Busta a good competition from his point of view?
From M's point of view?
Yeah, because I get what it does for the people who's challenging him. Obviously, they are challenging up by just mentioning him.
I think for M, oddly enough, it is. Because of his respect for hip hop, M's not somewhere sitting like, yo, I sold more records than you. That's not what he's thinking. I don't ever think he's sitting on that space. He's looking at niggas that could dance with him lyrically and niggas that have made a substantial career and have a marking. He views Busta Rhymes as a legend. So like, he was like, no, Busta is Busta. Like, I know this nigga performs his ass off, arguably the best performer in hip hop history, right? I know that he got a catalog that people are scared of, and he got longevity. He was in before me and after me. So, M gets it. I think M gets it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, for all of those reasons. And that's another thing that, and maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm just protecting white people. But
Sound like the Lance Woods I know. Lance Woods, come to Lance Unlimited this weekend.
Why? Eminem respects hip hop more than most.
Absolutely.
When you hear him talk, when you hear how he like, so it'd be interesting when I was like, nah, bro. He has much more of a reverence for this than you guys. The way y'all disrespect rappers in the culture, he doesn't do that.
Okay, I got a few questions. One, give me just lyricism, just lyrics, just niggas that are lyricists. Give me like 3 or 4 lyricists that you're just like, this nigga's profound. Might not have your favorite albums, might not have your favorite records. Like just lyricism, be like, whoo.
You talking about people who've sold a lot of records or
no. This is just bars.
Man, I feel like when we do this, we go back to a lot of the same names. You know, we end up repeating.
Do we?
I feel like we do. I feel like, hey man, because you know what I just bumped the other day? I bumped, man, what is that song? I bumped that joint with the Donda joint with Andre and Kanye, right?
Life of the Party,
man. And it was just like, yo, man, this was lyrical. This was a story told. This was like something you started and followed it through and was like, yo, man, this was like an event. It was lyrical. But is that what you mean? Or are you talking about like Wayne mixing like fucking lasagna and stuff like that?
I think both worlds agree, because now we basically just said Dre and Wayne. Yeah, nigga, those two make sense.
Okay. Lupe Fiasco.
Absolutely.
Is a name. Royce the 5'9" is a name.
Royce the 5'9" is definitely a name.
Jada. Kiss? Lyrically? No? Really?
No, Jada Kiss is incredible.
What? Question?
What is he though?
What?
Yes. Jada Kiss is incredible.
You serious?
But is he though?
Yes.
Lyrically. Yo, that's all he is, man. No, that's not all he is, man.
Wait. Okay. Cool. Eminem. 3,000. Jada.
Top 5 dead or alive. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yo, for years.
Jada Kiss?
Jason Phillips. Jada Kiss.
All right, Jada Kiss. Jada Kiss, Wayne, Black Thought. What's the
Big L, Biggie.
Big L, Biggie, Buster.
Buster lyrics?
Yes.
I don't put him in that category.
What?
Buster lyrical? I put Buster and Keep It Lit. I put him in Put the Music Together. I put him in a cadence that nobody else can touch. Lyrically, have I tuned in?
Jada in, but you're not gonna put Buster in?
I never tuned into Buster for what he's going, his point of view on music or something or this. Not his point of view.
Say his government name, Roscoe Matika, or whatever his name is.
I don't know. I'm gonna get it though. Hold on.
Yo, I put on Buster, man, because I'm trying to get fired up. It's about to go crazy in the club. I don't put them on. Oh man, damn headphones came up. I don't put him in for like, his feelings.
This is how I'm assessing lyricism, right? Is the syntax, structure, delivery, versatility, all that stuff that you could do. As I think we've named too many people. I'm gonna be honest with you.
J. Cole.
I
Lyrics.
Trevor Taheem Smith Jr. Absolutely, J. Cole.
I think that I think it's hard. Cole is dumb nice. I love J. Cole. I don't think Cole is Kendrick. I think Kendrick, Lupe, Royce are in one box of amazing lyricism, and Wayne, fucking Jada, Cole are in another box of amazing lyricism, but they ain't in the same container. I think 3000 is over here in the other box. 3000 is in the M box. I think I'm literally talking about niggas that these niggas are winning on just skill set.
I mean, but see that's what makes it tough, because a lot of times people
fucking
because the best probably is Nas, and we ain't mentioned him.
Yeah, I got him over there with Jada.
See what I'm saying?
No cap, I got Jay-Z over there with Jada. And you know how I am about Hope, you see what I'm saying? But I don't have him with Royce.
Yeah, but Nas is a better lyricist than Royce.
Because he came before, or just because of his
because he's better.
Just
because he's better. I mean, he's Nas though, bro. He's kind of better than everybody. We haven't talked Cool G Rap and Rakim. We haven't talked Big Pun. If we just talking lyricism.
Pun, I probably can scoot over here in the Royce box.
Let me tell you what it sounds like you're doing, BT. It sounds like niggas who rap fast sometimes get put over here in a box.
You know why? Because if you can...
Because you just had that verse and you couldn't rap it fast like you thought you could, and you was like, "Yo,
so he elevated
incredible."
Everybody.
I think when Eminem says, "I'm one of the greatest rappers ever," right? And we're all in agreement, and he decides to do a song like Rap God, I think he takes that approach for a reason, because it's the most difficult. You can do 300 bars, nigga, but if you do them like this, then this is easy. This is really, nigga, Little Flip can do that for 40 minutes.
But what are you saying still matters.
Sure.
So like one of the things I say,
what are you saying and how you're saying it are like, whew.
What you're saying. So when I'm talking about Andre or Nas or some like Wayne, like they've said things that the best of the best rappers say, how the fuck did he think of that?
I agree. I have everybody we've named are all amazing lyricists.
I haven't mentioned Lloyd Banks yet, too. Keep going.
I love Banks. Let's go back. Let me ask y'all something else. What's the best like freestyle and or verse you've ever heard? See, like I always go back to those because okay.
Oh man, I got a question. I got a question about your question.
Yes.
So what's a freestyle?
So there's two. So I'll go with LL's definition. Right. There's off the top, which we know that there's a small. Let me take it. There's a handful of niggas that are good at this. King Los, Mr. Fab, Common. It's a short list.
So off the top means you could just roll right out your head and just rap what's going on in front of you. And even though you're going to be pulling stuff from stuff you already have in your mind or whatever, it's still going to be what's going on in the room.
I don't even know if you have this stuff in your mind as much as you just have the skill, because with Fab, they're literally just saying words and he's just throwing them in or throwing topics in, and he's literally just not missing a beat. On beat, this is hard as fuck. Where they literally are just, he's just on beat and they're just literally throwing out topics and words to him and he's not missing. And pick it up and changing cadences, and it's like, nigga, that is there's I can think of a few niggas that can do it. Common, King Los, and Mr. Fab is like the shorthand list.
Eminem. Keep going though.
I'll give you, okay, I've never seen him do this, so I ain't got nothing. I'll give you that he can do it. I've never seen him do it. These niggas I have seen do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one definition.
But then there's like, no, nigga, you're just doing Sway in the morning. You coming in here, you doing LA Leakers, deliver.
Aren't those writtens?
Yes. But they're written with the idea of impress me.
So that's called a freestyle to you.
Yes, yeah. I have those as a LL. I'm going by LL's definition. LL said those are freestyle and the other ones are off the top, because he said off the top of the head is I'm coming off the top of the dome, as opposed to a freestyle is like, no, nigga, I'm still not editing this. I'm still not punching in. You gave me a beat, and yes, I got bars in my head, and I could just give you 16.
So it's just a verse that I'm not using for my album.
Absolutely.
Or
a verse I wrote for this situation, and I told you what beat to pick. But still, But still with the goal of impress me.
Yeah.
Right? What times have you heard one of those where it's just like, ooh, because when it happens, you're impressed.
Well, I mean, there's too many of those to name, but a few that stand out, because if we're really talking about the best lyricists, it's the battle rappers. And that's where Eminem wins again. He comes from battle rap, like real, like face-to-face battle rap.
Yeah.
Where you have to be able to come off the top of your head quick, because you might have to address something that just happened in the room, address somebody's last verse, and do that. So mine is always Loaded Lux on Funk Flex.
Lux is probably my number one.
And Daylight on LA Leakers.
Okay.
That's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Simba's recently.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Simba's was fucking phenomenal. I love J. Cole's recently. I thought Cole and Simba both, like, the approach was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas are different. I feel like that when you show up to those things, those kind of situations, like, I love Nicki's on the Cypher, on BT Cypher, like for the Hip Hop Awards. Or like even Royce's, like the Hi Rihanna, like Hi Rihanna is fucking legendary, bro. Nigga said hit Rihanna like 3 times and then she got pregnant by A$AP Rocky.
It happens.
Hey man, what I was thinking, the baby, just he had a hot verse recently, you know, but when I say the best ever, I don't know if I put it in that category, but when I think of the ones that wow me, I go back to like Rap City, The Basement, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and man, there was just people that popped in, man. I remember it was like, y'all can hate, but man, like Ludacris had one of those verses that I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like he was making this joint up.
Why would we hate on Ludacris?
Come on, man. People hate on Ludacris, man.
Why would you say y'all can hate? Why don't you just call BT out by name?
Listen, man, Luda has given us a amazing thing. He did Fast and the Furious. You know what I mean? He signed Shauna. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, just call that man out by name, man. Don't say y'all, man.
Don't put a y'all. Don't put a y'all. That's all BT.
I don't got no problem with Chris Bridges.
Luda, I love Ludacris. I loved Ludacris. I don't know at what point in time Luda? So at some point in time, his delivery started to bother me. I don't know why. I think that Luda has one of the best voices of hip hop in all time, like one of the best deliveries ever. I do not know why. At some point in time, I just got sick of the nigga screaming at me. And why'd you start doing it like this? It started to become very, welcome to the WB. Don't know why. I have no idea. Move, bitch! Get out the way! I don't know why nigga started to bother me. I don't know why. I got no reasons why this shit started to bother me.
Not that you didn't want to hear it. It started to really bother you.
Yeah, and there's no reason for it because Waterfalls, I love. There's so many, nigga. When I first heard Fat Rabbit, I was like, this nigga is fucking phenomenal. And then I guess conceptually, sometimes when he would miss the mark, the miss would be so far away, I'd be like, wow. Cry, baby, go home. I was like, oh. Yuck. But the reason I bring that up is because if like even the like that's a great one, Rap City the Basement. In those situations, it's like you're a rapper. Now come rap and impress me. And the niggas that I sometimes love don't.
Right.
And it's like, oh.
I've seen it. Right.
You missed today. Now, if you got if you got others in your catalog where you hit, then I give you the benefit of the doubt. Just today you had off night. But like there's been times where like Sci-Hi has showed up. Like if you look at like what's the shit where they where the mic's just like hanging from the sky, and it's just like they just grab 4 niggas that are like great. It's like for backpackers.
I don't know. I gotta find it.
But there's like maybe
that's somebody else on the list of the best lyricists in the world. Sci-Hi the Prince.
I love Sci-Hi the Prince. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, since we're here, what do y'all think about the Slaughterhouse shit?
Them arguing?
Yeah, I mean, just like them, well, not even so much them arguing. Why didn't this work out? Why didn't the 4 of the best lyricists ever, right, being put in a supergroup to be just that? Why aren't we like, oh man, Slaughterhouse?
There can only be one reason, man. In a situation like this, I think it's simple. It's money. I think nobody got the cut, or somebody didn't get the cut they thought they deserved.
But why? I'm saying
why didn't we get great music from it?
I can't name you one Slaughterhouse song.
That's what you're saying. Oh, you're saying.
And I listened to both albums, and I was like, oh, these albums are reasonable. But I couldn't.
I don't think a lyrical album is always the great stuff. I think sometimes, man, it takes the right collab of the music, the sound, and the artist.
For those that don't understand, we're talking about Slaughterhouse. I guess is officially splitting up.
No, they split up 8 years ago.
A while ago. No, you sure? I think it's official now. But Joe Budden, Royce the 5'9", Joel Ortiz, and Crooked I, or King Crook.
Hey man, because I'm saying this is my point. Like a Cannabis album. Yeah, man, he gonna say a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of great, well written lyrics, but I don't necessarily want to hear a whole Cannabis album. So that's what I'm saying.
I wanted to hear it back then, and a lot of the rappers who you revere studied it.
Studied Cannabis?
Absolutely. Cannabis is one of the most influential rappers of that time, especially on those artists. They don't say it because of whatever reason. It might not be cool or whatever. You talk about disc records, Second Round Knockout is one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, Second Round Knockout is top tier.
And just what Cannabis was doing. You know, he got into the thing with LL and people took sides because people will say LL killed him with what? Tell me the LL song that when he battled Cannabis that you like when LL dropped that. Nah, it was just when a rap battle happens, you're battling against the label. Like, yo, they've invested this much money in this guy. They've invested this much money in this guy. Whoever has the most money invested is probably going to win.
See, I was never saying that he wasn't super talented. I'm just saying, do I want to hear 12 tracks from him?
Because that's
in the album.
Yeah, man, that shit ain't jamming, bro.
I don't think I don't want to hear it now, but when it was happening, because see that's now that becomes a hip hop thing. Now you start to say, I mean, but do I really want to hear Tribe Called Quest?
Nah, I would never say that about them. Or I would say that about an old Nas album or an old J album. I wouldn't say that.
But people do. But they don't say it about Jay. They say it about Nas all the time. Do I really want to hear Nas?
I would never say that. But a lot of that might lean towards production, right? Like,
yeah.
Is it jamming, bro? Like, Nas has found a new wave of fandom, a new amount of people that are loving what he's doing. Nas ain't lost a step lyrically. He just happened to get he just stopped picking beats. Nas, don't pick no beats. I'm going to make the beats. Just rap on what I give you. Okay, sir?
So is this the story with Slaughterhouse?
Oh, so now Slaughterhouse. This is another question. When has that ever worked in the history of hip hop?
The band?
Fugees.
Day 26?
4 established artists.
Oh.
3 established artists.
LSG.
Hip hop.
PGT.
Hip hop. Established.
Okay.
The closest thing you gonna come to is Watch the Throne. That's gonna be your example. And that worked for one album. And they already had this history of working together all this time.
But were they established?
Was who established? Slaughterhouse artists?
Oh.
They saying
Royce, Buttons, Joel, and Crook. Were them niggas established like that?
Yeah.
Were they though?
Mm-hmm. Joe
established. That sounds like they kind of. Oh, you're talking about 8 years ago too.
Okay. Yes, all these artists were respected. All these artists had. We knew. No, let's go back. We knew who Royce and who Buttons was. Crooked Eye and Joel Ortiz are introduced to me through Slaughterhouse.
Oh.
And then, them niggas don't have, Crooked Eye don't have he don't have a Pump It Up. And they don't have a relation that, like, not even the Detroit Rock City shit that Royce had. Like, we knew who Royce, I knew who Royce and Buttons was. No, but I don't know no Joel singles like that are like, whoo, that boy Joel Ortiz, that never, I ain't got nothing. I feel like for all of them, Slaughterhouse is arguably the biggest thing they ever did, not counting Royce and maybe the Good, Bad Meets Evil album.
Musically? Yeah.
Because I'm saying they're established, but they're established to a very subset group, and they're probably huge in that subset as far as like backpackers and lyricists goes. But I'm saying, why didn't they have no hits?
They don't. None of them make hits. They're not hit makers.
Pump It Up. Pump it up.
You know how much Joe Budden hates that song?
He shouldn't. I listen to the podcast. It's like I don't understand. Like I can't understand that. I can't listen, nigga. You rap these bars, bro. Unless you telling me somebody else rap, pump it up, nigga. Just go on a good beat to pray. Sometimes the label's right. That's what nobody ever talk about. Sometimes the motherfucker giving you advice that you feel like is shunting your creativity, them niggas was right. Because you brought them this, I'm depressed shit. And it's like, no. Brenna. That shit was jamming. I don't think that out of all four of them niggas collectively, if they all went on tour and did every song that they had, I don't think something stands out more than Brenna.
Yeah. It's interesting because, see, if they do a show, they're coming to hear that slaughterhouse type shit. So, like Joe Budden, his core fan base,
yes,
love him for like the Mood Music series.
Yes,
those things. It's no big hits on there. Even so, if you think about like Fabulous, right?
Yes.
We all know Fab got hits and all of that. Fab core fans, bring me those soul tapes. Have you heard the soul tapes here?
Yes. I was so mad at this nigga when he did he was on the Chris Brown concert and that nigga didn't do is it Cold as Winter? No, Cuffing Season.
Cuffing Season, yeah.
But it was like I was like, sir, Cuffing Season just dropped. What do you think? You think we want to hear over Cuffing Season? He did all the songs where like, oh yeah, the ladies, I know what y'all came to see. I was like, nigga, do Cuffing Season. So are we? So what we're saying is the Slaughterhouse did work.
I mean, no.
They were top tier in that space. They was killing it in that space.
I think for them, and then this is another thing too, and this is another thing, circle back to the Eminem thing. Eminem put together or was behind or signed, however you want to say this, things that didn't quite work out the way that people thought they would. So M brings you Slaughterhouse, right? And it doesn't work out the way that people want, right? M signs Griselda.
Yes.
But no one thinks of Griselda and Eminem. Nobody thinks of Shady. They just say, oh, Griselda's its own thing. But I mean, but these artists were older and more like they know what they want to do already and all of that, but they're still under the Shady umbrella. Or were. I don't know, because those contract things be iffy. So I don't know if they still are, and some of them are, blah, 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 blah. But being associated with Eminem's name, you think 50. This is about to be huge. But it's Slaughterhouse. It's not a lot of huge energy here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people feel like their beat selection was terrible. And this is what, and I don't want to say this for sure, but it's possible. I feel like Joe Budden said Eminem was picking their beats.
I feel the same way, but we know M do production, so that's not even like a weird idea. But look, man.
Picking or making, you saying?
Probably a little bit of both. But
oh yeah.
Those are like, if you're Joe, if you're any of these niggas, these amazing MCs, right? Is there, nigga, I feel like I lost the phone, nigga. Like, do you feel like them niggas don't want a dope, like do they not like hits? Like, do they not want them? Do they not want the birthday song by 50 or shit by 2 Chainz?
Hold on. You talking about In the Club?
Yeah, that one.
Did you just call In the Club the birthday song by 50?
Yeah, you know the birthday song. You know it's a happy birthday song. Do them niggas not want that? Like, is it like, no, I'll have my success, but not that way?
I think there's an element of that. I definitely think there's an element.
I do too.
For sure, I think it's an element of that, bro.
Is that why that nigga hate Pump It Up?
I think that's a part of it.
Why?
Hey, man, you don't look at one of your old jokes that was killing 7 years ago and be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, yo, I see why they laughing, but I'm not going to tell that joke anymore. Okay, no.
Hey, man, this shirt tight, baby. This shirt tight, man. You know what I mean? The guts sometimes be short, man. I put some weight on to make sure I can do that joke for NACA. Cut the check, baby. I was the smallest I ever been in my life, nigga. I was like, nigga, I got okayed for NACA. I was like, man, I need some Chick-fil-A, baby. I ain't got time to write no new set right now, nigga. I need the money. I need the money. Because I wrote it, nigga. I wrote this and I wrote some more introspective. Oh. Sometimes, nigga, you just got to brand.